Hey everybody, I just wanted to talk a little bit about saving the assets of your project so that if you move files around or save something to a hard drive or something like that, you don't lose your materials. So you might notice this rendering that I have, I've got a bunch of specialty materials that I made, grabbing them from Seamless Textures online and doing some other things. So if I look at, for example, my materials, I've got this one that has an alpha channel with a scratch mark mask, JPEG, PNG rather, that I found online, and I'm use it as alpha channel. So I have a whole series of things. Now all the materials that I'm using have JPEGs or PNG files that are pathed to those places somewhere on my computer. So what you want to do when you're working on this scene is you want to save the project with the assets together. So let's see how to do that. You go to File and do Save Project with Assets. So what this will do is it's going to create a new folder for you with those projects in it. So I'm just going to call this Still Life and hit Save. And then we'll check out how it saves. So it's going to be searching for those things. It's going to save it as a still life file.c4d. I go to my Finder, go to Documents, Classes, Animation. I should find a folder called Still Life. So here's the one that I made. And if we open this up, you can see that I've got in it, I've got the Still Life Cinema 4D file. But then I also have this texture folder. And this is what, so this Still Life file is going to be looking for this texture folder with all of these things that I have in here that are connected to my materials, right? So if you're moving things around, you have to save project with assets, and then you'd save this, you'd move around this whole folder with the illumination components and the still life file and the textures all in one. All right. Now, let's say we make a new material. So I'm just going to make a new material and I'm going to load in an image here. Let's just use this Rust image. Okay. So I'm going to use this. Here's something. So this image is not in the correct path, which is the folder that you created. Do you want to create a copy for that location? Yes. All right. So if you do that, then let's check out a Finder here. No, not Launchpad. Finder. Go to our classes again. Here we go. Still life. And there's the Rust file right there. Okay. So you don't always have to go back and save assets and things like that. You just need to make sure that when you're working on your project, once you have the folder designated, that when you bring in new files and it gives you that pop-up warning, again, when I bring in a new image from a different folder or a different path, then that is what it's going to be looking for, asking you to do, right? So we get this one right here. Again, if I hit open, it's going to ask you, do you want to save it in that path? Yes, I want to save it in there, so it goes in place. Okay, so those are some of the things to consider when you're finishing up your projects. And just a quick tip about saving files and rendering.